Okay, hey everybody, Bill Zimmerman here from VuPlayer. Peter's actually not able to make it today. So he was the last minute, not able to come, so asked me to fill in for him. Hopefully I can fill in as well as he usually does. I do have a couple things to update you on, and I'll answer questions as usual. Just let me know if you're able to hear me, please, in the chat. That'd be great. And I'm sharing a YouTube video here. If you can see that, see my screen, let me know as well, please. I'm just going to give, hey, Kyle. Great. I'm just going to give a few more minutes, let some more people join. All right, we have a bunch of people checking in, saying they can hear me and see, so great. I'm just going to give it one more minute, and I'll get started on a few updates here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So just a few updates on a couple of features. I don't know if Peter had mentioned it last week. Actually, I was on the call last week. I don't remember if we did mention it, but we are actually, I'm pretty sure we did mention it. Audio support is going to be available, I believe, in next week's release. We release on Tuesdays normally, sometimes Wednesdays, but usually on Tuesdays. I'm going to go ahead and play the video here so you can see Peter's quick demo of the feature. And let me just refresh this. Let's start the video over. Oops.
We just added support for MP3 files. This means that you can now create video files using only audio as a source in VuPlayer. Considering that all VuPlayer features will continue to work the same as with any other source, this is a great enhancement for covering podcasting and any audio-paid content use cases. By default, we'll put a sample audio wave image for all of your video, and you can change this image to one of your own by going to custom thumbnail and choosing an image you would like to cover your video.
Okay, I don't know how well that came across for you guys. Let's cancel this. No, we don't want that. Peter talks kind of fast, but basically, I don't know how well you're able to see that video, but we are going to be having support for MP3s. I think waves too, but basically you just upload it just like a video file. We do have like a default screen cap for it that'll show, and if you want, you can upload your own screen cap to show while the audio is playing, and you can just do that by using the custom thumbnail feature. So not really anything is changing as far as the interface is concerned, but now you are able to upload those audio files. So if you have podcasts or training sessions and kind of that stuff with audio, you can now upload that, and it will be protected as well when you upload it to VuPlayer with the same encryption. Not hearing the video. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We'll have more updates for you on that inside the app when we release them, so you'll see the full tutorials. But like I said, basically, you upload the file, and then we put in an audio, sort of a basic audio screen cap to show, and then if you want to change that, you can just change that in the custom thumbnail feature. I'm sorry, custom thumbnail option. So any questions on that, just go ahead and leave it in the chat, and I'll get to them as we go on. The next feature is video player translations. So there are lots of places where you can put other languages in the player, but there were a few that you weren't able to, like enter your email and the little widget that shows up when the video is auto played. And it says click for sound. So all those strings can now be translated either on a per video basis or or universally throughout your whole account. I'm going to play the video. I know you guys are saying the video or the audio doesn't come through, but I'm going to play it anyway, just so you can take a quick look at it. I actually, let me start this over.
By recognizing that WooPlayer users are addressing a global audience, we are extending the ability to translate WooPlayer in any language by allowing you to specify your own strings to replace any part of WooPlayer. You are now able to translate videos individually or on global level by either visiting video settings or visiting your application settings.
Okay, I'll just pause that. So I'm going to go back to the screen cap here, so you can see these are where you can now translate. The click for sound, a little widget that shows email address, your name, and enter password will all be able to be translated. That will be ready, I believe, as well in the next release next week, along with the audio support. Last update is replacing the video source. I'm not going to play the video, but basically before there's a limitation with changing your video source, you were only able to change the source if it was a linked video. And if you needed to change the source and it was an uploaded video, you had to create a new video. So we added the ability to be able to replace the source with an uploaded video. So basically when you click on the little video settings button right here, there'll be an option there to replace your video source as an uploaded video. And that, I believe, will also be available in the release next week. So that saves some time. Hopefully you guys find that useful. Got a couple of questions here from Jim. Where can I find out the file limits for linked videos like Google Drive? Yeah, Google Drive, I think, is the only one that has a limit, Jim. We with our WizMotions with our WizMotions brand and explainer video service, we use Dropbox, and we have those files are routinely between 50 megabytes and if we'd have like a really long 3D video, those go up to almost close to a gig, and we haven't had trouble with that. So I don't think Dropbox has any limits. As far as like using like pCloud and the other stuff, I don't think there's any limits on that. I think Google Drive is the only one with limits. But if you go to our documentation, docs.foodplayer.com, and just do a search for hybrid video or linked video, you can see all the different services that you can link with. And I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure that Google Drive is the only one that has that limitation. Armand's asking, will the new audio player features have the ability to display only the player controls in a blog without the screen cap? Not yet, Armand, but this is our first release of the audio, of the audio feature. So certainly, if that's important to you, go to vooplayer.com/ideas and submit that. I think that makes sense to add that ability. So that it just shows the controls. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, if you submit that idea, I'm sure we can figure out a way to do that in upcoming releases. I'm sure a lot of people probably want that functionality. Steven is asking, will there be an option to use the browser language preference setting and have a more universal solution? Use the browser language. I'm not really sure what you mean, Steven. Browser language preference setting. I'm assuming you mean to translate the video with using the browser language. Not yet, but that's kind of an interesting idea. Right now, all the language. Oh, I see. You have more of a universal. I see what you're saying. So people can just choose different ones. Yeah, not yet. That would be kind of cool, but yeah, not yet. Thanks for asking that question. Lewis is asking about our terms of service. Asking what is inappropriate content. Yeah, I mean, You're right. It is subjective, but I mean that's the terms of service we're comfortable with. I mean, right now we're really only limiting like anything that has pornography is not allowed on their platform. But as far as like gambling, political stuff, you know, that's not a problem. You know, I think just use common sense. But if you need more explanation on that, Lewis, I would, and you want to get into specifics, I would contact our help desk as far as what kind of content you're referring to specifically, and we can see if we can give you some more direction on that. You're asking about political. Yeah, I mean, we don't. As far as your specific question about certain political views that remains lawful, non-threatening, non-abusive, that's fine. I mean, I don't see an issue with that at all. I'm assuming you're talking about how a lot of the Facebook and Twitter and some then all the social networks are banning content based on political views, and that's certainly happening. But yeah, we have no plans on doing anything like that, so you should be fine. Yeah, I got you, Steve. Yeah, not yet. That's an interesting idea, though, Stephen. I'll bring it up to the team. I don't know how the logistics of that would work, but something we can talk about. Those are good questions, guys. Thanks for bringing those up. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes, see if anybody else has any more questions. That's really the only updates I had today were those three. We're also working on some integrations with ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, HubSpot, Intercom. I think those four to start to have the ability to carry over some to create events and tags. So, for example, I know with ActiveCampaign you can create tags based on certain things happening with your subscribers. So one of the things we're going to add the ability to do is to be able to, for example, you'll be able to add a tag for people that watched a certain video, and then how much of that video they watched. Similar functionality is going to be added for MailChimp and HubSpot. I think the first one we're going to release is Intercom, and that should come out, I believe, next week, and then we'll follow with the other services after that. It's pretty much our beta release of this type of functionality. So it's going to be pretty basic at first. See how people use it, see how it works, and then we'll kind of add on top of that from there. Okay, thanks, Stephen. Great. Not yet, Ramon. Drip isn't being worked on yet, but absolutely go to vootplayer.com/ideas and add your request. Even if you think people have requested something and you think it's probably already popular, go ahead and request it anyway. Because if we have a lot of if we have a lot of requests for something, we take that into consideration for sure. Lewis is asking if there's a beta version. Beta version of what? Moving the arrow. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Lewis. We don't really have a separate beta platform. What we do is we release certain features sometimes in a separate section of VooPlayer. If you go on the right side underneath the last option underneath conversion tracking is beta options. I don't know if these are going to be there, though. We might just add them right into the interface. So once we release it, you'll see it there. You won't need to log into like a separate beta platform. Any plans to integrate with ConvertFox? I'm not sure. I know that was pretty popular. I think they ran a few LTDs, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think we have had a lot of requests for that, Stefano. But absolutely request it if that's something that you're looking to use it with. Lewis is asking about moving the play button. To be honest with you, I'm not even aware of that, Lewis. I'm not even aware of that. So I would ask the help desk about that, Lewis. William says he did a language drop-down suggestion to Peter for the subtitles. I didn't see that suggestion, William. I'll ask Peter about it tomorrow, though. I guess you're referring to adding in multiple subtitles and people being able to select their language. I think that makes sense. We've gotten a lot of requests for that, actually, for multiple languages. So I see that coming in the in the near future. Stefano's asking if it's available, if you're able to add a chat code. I don't know. I mean, you can add HTML to the video by going to the our overlays. So if it's HTML, if it's a widget built on HTML, it should work. But that would be kind of cool. Yeah, if you go to the overlays, you can add a HTML either as a full screen HTML or in one of the corners of the video, or actually in this, there's the 9 slots, right? Top left, center top, top right, etc. So you should be able to add that if it's an HTML. I don't know how well it would work, but Kyle's asking if there's blog posts or tutorials on creative ways to use VooPlayer in affiliate marketing. Right now, the only content that we have is basically tutorials on features and tutorials on features, and also we do blog posts at the end of every month on our release notes to show what's new, what's coming up, what we worked on, etc. Nothing yet as far as how to use VooPlayer to do this, or how, depending on what business you're in. But that's been talked about before. We just really haven't gotten around to it, to be honest with you. Stefano, you mean no at the bottom of the video page. So you want to be able to configure it inside VooPlayer to add a chat box underneath the video. You might be able to do that with the API. That would be a question for Peter. I would send in a ticket and have Peter answer you for that one. Any plans for keyboard controlling for the keyboard to control the video, like skip, rewind? No, actually, that's an interesting idea, Jim. You can go to VooPlayer.com/ideas to submit feature requests, and you can also find that in your VooPlayer account by clicking on your name in the top right. I'm sorry, not your name. And I think it's a little question mark icon. It has links to different things. It has a link to our contact page, a link to our knowledge base, and also has a link to the page I'm referring to, VooPlayer.com/ideas. On that page, you can vote for features that we're thinking about doing. You can see what we've just released, what we're thinking about doing, etc. And on the top right is a button that says Submit Idea. So again, that's VooPlayer.com/ideas. Okay, these are great questions. We got a few more minutes. I'll just give another minute, see if anybody else has another question. All right. I don't see anything else. Those are really great questions, guys. I really appreciate you coming and asking those questions. Again, I apologize if I don't have the answer that you're looking for. Please do send in a ticket on anything I wasn't able to answer fully. Some things like API, Peter knows much more about than I do, and certain technical things, Peter would be a better person to answer those questions. So if I didn't answer anything, please go ahead and send in a ticket, and we'll take a look at it again. Thank you very much again for coming. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Have a great week.